Okay, let's talk blades, because, that's what we're into. So today I got for you guys a Gerber Swagger A.O. I gotta say, I do like Gerber knives. I'm not too familiar. I mean, I have a few other Gerber knives, but every time, I can't believe that just happened. Every time I pick up a Gerber, I think of baby food. But they make good knives. Not baby food knives, good knives. This one is the Gerber Swagger A.O. Assisted Opening. I got mixed feelings about this. This is a wee bit small for my taste, but I like it nonetheless. I don't know why. I think it's because of the plunge lock that they have on here. The plunge. Yeah, I said that right. Plunge lock. G10 handle scales with a blade material of 7CR17 MOV steel with a lanyard hole. Sorry. LaCroix. To me, this is a very, very versatile knife. So, thumb stud opening. It's got that, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I like it. For as small as it is, you still get a lot of knife. And of course, the locking mechanism is this plunge lock, is what they call it. And yes, I got it from Amazon. If you're looking for this kind of knife, hold on. It is at a whopping $41.45. So if you want a knife that's under $50 and you like the Swagger, this is for you. It's just that button lock is a little bit small. Let's get into the specs real quick, so that way you guys can really get a good taste of what this knife is. Yeah. All right. You are looking at 2.85 ounces. This is under 3 ounces, guys. 7CR17. All right. See how long this thing is. It says 3.25. Yeah. All right. A little less than 3.5. With an overall 7 3/8 inches. There are no washers in there, obviously. Not washers, excuse me. Liners. Sorry about that. You just have that leaf spring, it looks like, right there in the back. That's that assisted spring, and then you got the pillar standoffs right there. Texture on this thing is good. You get good grip onto that. But for as small as a knife this is, you still get a 4-finger grip on there, at least in my hands anyway. And what I find really curious, and I talked to a buddy about this part right here of the knife, the way it is designed, he said it is designed so that way you can actually throw this knife. By holding it in this configuration, you can then throw this knife. Because that's what this is for. It's for grip, for throwing. I don't know if I want to believe that. But it does look very curious why this is there, and it does have grip, so maybe there could be an inkling of truth there. I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna take what he says with a grain of salt, as I normally do with what everybody says about that. Anyone who tells me things like that, I should say. Got a little bit of jimping right here on the top, which is just perfect for that saber grip. And of course, the only thing I do not like about this knife that deters me from carrying it too often is the fact that this is only one-way carryable. You cannot switch this pocket clip in any way. So it is left to be carried tip down, and that's it. Tip down, and you could still carry it right or left pocket. If I carry it in my right pocket, I run that chance of popping that, or hitting it just right, because yeah, it's just a little bit interesting to me. So let's go into the thickness, shall we? You're looking at 10.8 millimeters on the handle, and on the blade you are looking at 2.8 millimeters. Okay, sure. All right, not bad. This plunge lock is a bit small for my hands, but I can still get to it, so that's still pretty decent in my book. It's just a little bit awkward in the sense of me being used to liner locks and back locks. So what does this remind me of? Can anybody tell me? I'm speaking rhetorically because I know that no one can reply. But here it is. Bam. What is this? This is the knife I'm carrying currently right now. This is the CRKT BT Fighter. This is the Brian Ty design. BT Fighter. Look up on my channel. I've done a review on this knife already when I first got it. This will be the first time I will actually be carrying it. I did decide to carry it a little bit, but I took it out the pocket and put it away because I wanted to carry a different knife at the time. But this knife also has the button lock mechanism, which is very similar to the plunge lock on this bad boy right here. So let's take a look at that side by side, shan't we? If you look at that, doesn't that look familiar? Isn't that interesting? The only difference is this one is bigger, that one's smaller, but they both work very similar. So that's that, and it does feel springy. Okay? And this one, you kind of have to, you really have to. This is still new. And there you go. So it's very much the same. Once you deploy the knife, the button pops out. And that is your locking mechanism. Now, I don't know how strong the button lock is or the plunge lock is on the Gerber, but I can tell you is that when I deploy this knife and I'm looking at it, the first thing that I notice is that there's a little bit of blade play this way. Not this way, but this way. Ever so, just a hair. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just ever so slight. Now, is that a problem? Not necessarily. I don't think that that's a huge deal, but it does affect my confidence in this being a very strong knife. But this is a $60 knife, okay? And I really do like the IKBS ball bearing system that's in this CRKT. I really do like that. Huge, unnecessarily huge lanyard hole, but hey, I like the ergos. I really like the fact that you can get a whole grip on there. The jimping on here kind of does poop, but it works. I like the jimping on there. But as I'm holding this, my hand isn't touching any of the dinosaur spine here at all. So there's a lot of mixed feelings on the BT Fighter, but I still like it nonetheless. I think that's a great knife. This, as small as it is, I like it because it's got that. It's light, it's small, so you can throw it in the pack. It's got this weird button lock on there that who knows how strong the button lock is. I might have to buy a spare one of these and just put it through a stress test and purposely break it just to see how strong the button is on this. And same thing with that BT Fighter. I want to be able to see how, if it can actually withstand a decent beating, because what if you have to fight some mutant warthog and you gotta bust out the only thing you have on you, and this isn't a triad lock, this isn't a liner lock or a back lock, it's a tiny, teeny little button lock. How confident am I with that? How strong is it? How much can it withstand? Will it take down the mutant warthog? That's just my little stupid analogy. But, I mean, I'm sure you see the point. I think that's the only thing that kind of worries me is how strong these button locks are. How strong are they? I don't know. It's a mystery. But anyways, back to the Swagger. This knife is interesting by itself. Coming from a company that sounds like baby food, it's still a great, to me, it's a great knife for what it is. I mean, it feels good. It feels like a knife. It locks tight like a knife. I don't see any blade play on this. Just a tiny bit. It's the same thing with that one. Just a hair forward and back. Just a hair forward and back. Literally a hair. But I still feel it. So I don't know if that's going to compromise the strength of the knife or if that's just a design flaw. I don't know. I just feel a little bit weird about that button lock. I'm not used to it. I like the idea behind it. You know, you don't have to put your hand in the path of the blade. I like that idea. I like that. You don't have to worry about putting too much pressure on the back of the handle if you're, white knuckling it and you're in a lot of stress and you got to take down that mutant warthog. So, okay. But now you got this button. And my hand is nowhere next to that. I mean, it could if I hold it like this, but even then, I'm not pushing down on that button unless I'm purposely trying to. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it, what to say about it. It feels okay. Even in the BT Fighter that's got this weird button lock here. I can't really say, because it's out of the way of the hand. So that could be a good thing. Still something that I'm not used to. I don't know. But yeah, so you see that the whole unlocking thing is kind of awkward because you really gotta push down on that in order to have that blade be disengaged from the lock completely, at least. Yeah, so I can feel that lock. It's interesting. It's different. And this is one of the Gerbers that I actually do appreciate. I have other Gerber knives I'm going to be doing a review on. But I gotta say, man, this Gerber Swagger is the most recent of the Gerbers that I have purchased. That pocket clip, man, if only they could make it interchangeable, that would make a huge difference, Huge difference. But it opens really, really quick. This Gerber Swagger A.O. I don't know. It's up to you guys. Slash that like button. Stab that subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Leave it in the comments down below. And if you're really curious about it and you want to own one, Amazon still has it. And it's affordable. So this is one of those budget knives that you might want to, pull the trigger on. Or not. Just depends. See you guys in the next one.